Hello everyone and welcome to the Wilmot Recreation Complex in Wilmot, Ontario for an all-important Western Conference Division matchup here at the Junior C level as the Wilmot Wild are hosting the Brantford Warriors. I'm Jason Hagholm alongside Andrew Coughlin. And Andrew, these teams have had some real interesting games this past season with Brantford coming in week 2 getting a big 10-9 win over the Wilmot Wild. But just on Friday night, the Wilmot Wild got a bit of a revenge with a 16-13 victory over the Brantford Warriors. And Derek Jensen was sensational in that game for Wilmot, an 8-point night for him.
Yes, he was, and that's just what the Wilmot Wild are looking for. Derek Jensen is a veteran player. He played Junior B for Halton Hills, and that's what the Wilmot Wild are going to rely on Derek Jensen down the stretch here.
And when we talked about how important this game is, when you look at the standings, Wilmot now leading the Western Division with 22 points, but Brantford still 4 points away from that first spot of Wilmot and Ferguson burying there. Three teams are tied with 18 points trying to get Wilmot, and the season, Andrew, is coming to its crescendo, coming to a close.
Absolutely, which makes every game just that much more important. And here we go as we look to get underway.
Yeah, face-off is underway. Our game of lacrosse is underway, and we thank you for joining us here on Rogers TV for this Father's Day edition of Wilmot Wild Lacrosse. And Wyman trying to get it up over inside. Nice having to revert the angle there was Blake Weidman. As we talked about in the coming weeks, Blake Weidman's game has really picked up when the Wild really need it.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's a new guy in this league, and his play has just stepped up phenomenally here down the stretch.
Taking a look at the starting goaltenders for today, Brantford going with Jacob Moore there, Mr. Reliable, but as well, Wilmot, new call-up. Apparently he's the best thing since sliced bread, Mike Martin-Abel, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good things about this new goalie. He's coming out of the Six Nations minor program. He's been playing for the intermediates. He's also been called up and down their junior stretch. He's played some games for the Rebels, and I know he's at least sat on the bench, I think, for the Arrows. So that's it's pretty good. He's got a lot of experience.
Well, it's a rough start for him. The first shot of the game, can't get a piece of it as Ryan Dorr blows one by Martin Abels for the perfect start for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's all right. Martin Abel here could be just getting the nerves out, and the Wild look to settle it down and get back on the board.
First good rush for the Brantford Warriors results in them getting a big goal, and that's exactly what you want coming in here as we take a look at the Wild Wing replay here, Andrew.
Yeah, the Brantford player, he's cutting around. They work a good pick and roll, and they see him up top. And he just kind of catches Martin Abel off guard and beats him with a bounce shot right down the middle.
Great moments there. Ryan Dorr picks up goal 14 this season. That's a nice job by the Warriors to intercept that ball and keep it alive for them, as Brantford knows how important this game is for them against the Western Division leading Wilmot Wild, and there's a good shot put on by Trevor McDonald, but Martin Abel makes a nice save.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can really feel the energy that Brantford's brought today. They're not here to mess around, and they're trying to get back in the win column as it means that much more.
No, it definitely has that playoff atmosphere with a lot of the Brantford fans making the about hour trek up here to the Wilmot Rec Complex, so these teams definitely have their support bases in, and that's what adds to this atmosphere. And Brantford, as you said here, Andrew, coming off with a great start. And the Warriors will look to continue that with a shot on from far out by Dorr as the shot clock was expiring, but Martin Abel makes a tremendous save from far out.
Unfortunately, the ball went out of play, though, and we're going to go Brantford ball.
Brantford still working with it. Now Caleb Wells gets it out. Still with it was Wells, shot on, scores! Picks the top corner is Dalton Thomas. 2-0 for the Warriors, and the Warriors have definitely come out to play.
Yeah, I think actually goalie Martin Abel is going to catch a breather here, and they're going to potentially put in Reed Fitton.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. As we'll take a look at the goal here from Brantford.
Yeah, as we see here on the Wild Wing replay, the Brantford player works the pick and roll and comes around. Nothing was there, and he just saw the open player down the middle and beat Martin Abel right down the stretch. We are going to keep Martin Abel in net, though, it looks like, as we get back underway here.
Yeah, Martin Abel just got a nice drink of water trying to settle the nerves down as this Brantford team's really pushed the tempo and got off to the perfect road start. that you'd expect. And for Wilmot right now, it's trying to get that offense that we've seen time after time be a juggernaut, really having a slow start.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say really it's the offense's fault, really. The ball just hasn't been in that end, and without possession, you can't really get anything generated.
Wyden with the shot from far up. Moore made a nice kick save, and the lines are being changed by both Brantford and Wilmot. As we talked about how important this game is, next week's game for Wilmot against Fergus will be the last regular season game for the Wild, where there's about 3 more games left for the Brantford Warriors, and they will close their season out with the majority of them at the Gretzky Main Complex in Brantford. So Wilmot knows how important this one is because only 1 game left of the regular season.
Yeah, and a win would be sweet for them as the other teams are kind of a game in hand on them. So
nice turn by Berger coming in, none but a nice save made by Moore.
Key notable player out of the Wilmot Wild offense today is Jackson Martin, as he's sitting out today with an undisclosed injury.
Yeah, I heard he's definitely going to be maybe potentially done for the rest of the season, and that may be a huge blow for Wilmot. But, you know, the thing about these Wilmot Wild and Coach Rick Windle, they're able to find guys to come in and just plug in so nicely, like one of the call-ups here, Todd Thomas.
Yeah, absolutely, and that just says something to the good GM work of Ryan Fitton.
Loose ball, though, being broken up. Nice job by Brantford. They've clogged the lanes, really made it tough for the Wild to make those crisp passes that we've seen week in and week out. Nice little stutter step put on there by Max Lewis. Lewis, though, will slow the tempo. Nice move by Lewis. Save made by Martin Abel. Rebound picked up, though, by the Warriors. Caleb Wells trying to get some separation. Gyps it on in, but forgot the ball with him there was Trevor McDonald. And finally, the Wild get a hold of it.
Yeah, they're going to look to transition up the floor here and really get a good 30-second offensive set in.
Hunter Schmidt, he'll head off, but he flips it off nicely there for Ethan Warden. Warden bounces off a man, gets it for Berger. Berger, pass out for Radburn. Radburn a drive. Didn't get all of it, and one of the Warriors lost his stick, but it works out nicely for them as the ball was easily picked up behind their net. Now with it is, taking it on is Kyle Velez. And Velez just flips that off there for Connor Merritt. Settling it on is Wells. Wells, nice feed, and tried to make something happen there was Michael Kumo, but stepped in the crease, so Wilmot ball.
Good call by referee Palmer Funkenhauser.
Yeah, they should get those in as well. Referees are Palmer Funkenhauser and Johnny Sudcliffe. And these teams, from playing on Friday, played a pretty disciplined game as well, especially from the Wilmot side. Brantford maybe got their emotions get the best of them. A little bit more time they spent in the penalty box, but doesn't look like that's Brantford's game right now. They want to play the pure finesse game of lacrosse.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just what makes them kind of dangerous as well in this Western Conference division, is they can play the best of both games.
Well, they tried the one-timer there, maybe getting a piece of it there was Mike Norton-Abel. Throws that one all the way back into the Brantford end, but easily picked up now by Blake Dunford. And Dunford will flip that off. Taking it up for the Warriors is Jaden Dradge. Being pinned up here, but Gaines, but nice job by Dradge to set the pick.
Yeah, that was some good defense there in the corner by number 52, Cole Alford.
Trying to get this loose ball now. Will Lewis get a hold of it? No. And even if he did, the shot clock expired. So great defense, but Fitton getting a little tongue lashing here from Johnny Sudcliffe. But still will be Wilmot ball. As Berger will wait for them to collect up the other loose ball, and whistle goes, and we're back underway. Hayden Berger for Warden. Warden, a little stutter step, trying to go on the near wing. We'll kick that one out on the far wing, but whistle goes, and it'll be Brantford ball. Making the return around here is Michael Como. Now it's with Como. Flip that in, nice give feed there for the likes of McDonald. Still with it though, and once again stepping in the crease. So defense has stepped up here nicely for the Wild. but they tried that quick out pass for Colton Bessie, and he couldn't get it on his stick, so possession will go back for the Warriors.
Yeah, it's been a tough first 8 minutes here for the Wilmot Wild, and they're going to look to turn things around ASAP as it just can't go on like this.
But a good save there from Martin Abel. You can't go down 3-0 early, and Cody Hudson realizes that, got a hold of it. And here's the guy that had himself an 8-point night, Derek Jensen. Jensen, though, lost the handle on it, has to come back, get it on his stick, gets it for Wyman. But he can't settle it down. Now it'll come here for Wyman. Wyman back for Jensen. Flip that off there for Weidman. Blake Weidman, a shot from far out was tipped. Will go all the way rolling down. The horn goes, and that's a shot clock violation, but rolls all the way down to the Wilmot end. So the refs will let Brantford set up here. Good rush of speed coming on from McDonald. Tried to get it in there for Wells, who got a nice shot off, but still possession will go the way of the Warriors. Trying to move this ball around. Here is Wells. Nice little move put on there by Ryan Dorr, who got the scoring open, but ball off his stick. Now picked up by Dalton.
Colton Bessie ended up picking up the final rebound there, the loose ball, sorry, and we transition up the floor here. Braden Hahn takes it.
Yeah, the Wild have struggled to get anything really generated here, but here's a guy that can definitely get that going and change that in a hurry is Hayden Berger.
Yeah, the electric play of Hayden Berger is maybe just what the Wild need here to turn things around.
Oh, just couldn't get on Berger's stick, just a little bit out of his reaches, and nice job by Brantford to realize that and put a little bit of the pressure on there. Maybe Berger heard the footsteps and just took his eye off the ball for a split second. Nonetheless, big try coming up here for the Warriors. Electric atmosphere. A shot from far out. Nice save made by Martin Abel. And he gets it on his stick. Cool, calm, and collectedly. So Martin Abel's really settled down here after the rough start for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He started to get some saves under his belt and really find his groove here. And that's what it's all about being a goalie, right? It's all about finding your mojo and going with it.
Tyler Nagy with a drive, and it just went wide. Nagy himself on Friday night for Wilmot had himself a 5-point night for these Wilmot Wild. Loose ball picked up now by Dalton Thomas, who has a sea of white jerseys come after him, trying to knock that ball out of his stick. And it works out nicely for the Wild, as with a head of steam, now taking up the floor is Cody Hudson. As well, Andrew, when you look at some of the guys that are not starting today for the Wilmot Wild, they're missing that speed of Evan Girdler and as well Tyler Townsend.
Yeah, and those two guys have really proven this season to be so beneficial on both the breakout for Evan Girdler and in the offensive zone for Tyler Townsend.
Weidman, a shot from far out. Couldn't get the rebound, was Hudson. Now he does. Quick turn and fire, but a good save made by Moore. And the Warriors get a hold of it. And Wilmot facing a little bit of what they're used to putting the other teams to doing. Wilmot's done a great job all season long forcing teams to go on the outside and have to find their way through in that scenario, as there's a big save there from the likes of Martin Abel. But give Brantford credit, they're really forcing the Wild have to be far out, taking those shots from long range that they're maybe not used to. They're so good at getting inside around the crease area, but so far as we've gone 10 minutes in, that's not been the case for Wilmot.
No, not at all, and it's just changes that need to be made, and on both ways, Wilmot's got to find them on both offense and the defensive side.
Well, Berger with a sensational shot while he fell to the ground, but Jacob Moore had the answer. Now picked up by the Warriors as they get some momentum going. Max Lewis with it. Lewis tried the little stutter step move, but nice job getting back defensively was Ethan Fitton. And whistle goes. Looks like it will be Wilmot ball. Flipped up here for Weidman.
The speed and shiftiness of this Brantford team is really evident here this afternoon. They just look way more energetic than the Wilmot Wild.
Well, it's a great start for them, no doubt about it. As falling to the ground, they're trying to make something happen. There was Warden, couldn't, turned it over, and up the floor comes Herman Raglan Etner.
That's a mouthful, eh?
Yeah, it's a tough one, but good job by him and brings it up the floor. 8 minutes remaining here and trying to flip it. A nice job defensively there by Wyman. Gets the stick in the lane and causes Wells having to try to flip that up and gets a hold of it. Got it off the last second shot, goes far out and wide from Drage. So shot clock expires, Wilmot ball.
Hayden Berger breaking down the left side here.
And a head of steam here from Berger. Goes to the far side for Jensen, but couldn't complete that cleanly. As well, Jensen blew a tire and took a tumble to the floor. So the Warriors have it again. And they're maybe forcing Wilmot to rush some of these possessions as well.
Yeah, it's keeping them on their toes, and Wilmot's played, to be honest, sloppy. I mean, there's no really other word to describe it. They can't complete passes, they can't break the ball out, and it's just changes they got to make.
Well, Bessie with a good breakout and tried to get it off there on the stick of Blake Weidman. Thought about the shot before he had the ball in his stick. Now back on the counterattack here are the Warriors coming in, shot on. Just went wide on a stretch out shot put on there by Connor Merritt. Good track meet lacrosse there.
Yeah, good back and forth game. Fans are really getting what they paid for today.
Picked up now by, and a big hit right in the head. No penalty called, it looks like, as Brantford still with it, off with Wells. Shot on, just pinning that one in his pads. Nice save made by Mike Martin-Abel. Good hit behind the net there, but thought maybe a penalty would have been called for the area that it was hit on, but whistle goes, and that'll be Brantford ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not too much you can do there. That was a clean hit. It's just a dangerous area, and it was clean, I'd say.
And the referees felt the same way on that as well. So with it again is Caleb Wells. Out, nice spin move there from Dalton Thomas. Shot goes way high up and hits the roof here at the Wilmot Rec Complex. So will be Wilmot Wild ball. Bessie brings this one out. That's Kuntz. Dylan Kuntz. Kuntz weighs his options, looking for someone to get set up. Will have to do it himself here. Streaking on off the bench, though, is Weidman. That gives him a break. And
good hard pick by Tyler Nagy there in the corner.
Yeah, Jensen almost ran into him, though. But good job by Townsend to keep it alive. Loose ball, and once again, just out of sorts, out of syncs is this high-powered Wilmot offense. Really nowhere to go there and turn it over.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're seeing here. We're definitely not seeing the offense of the games previous here on the Rogers broadcast. Usually we see a gun at every position, and just as I say that, Ethan Warden with a big shot from the top, and he solves the Brantford goalie, I believe Jacob Moore.
Yeah, Ethan Warden with the shot from far out finally gets the Wilmot Wild on the board as Brantford had pushed Wilmot on the outsides so far in this first period, and it works out for them with that Warden blast.
Yeah, if you take a look here, Ethan Warden gets the ball on the top side, and he just winds up and shoots it. Plain and simple, big shot over the top, and he solves goalie Jacob Moore.
I think Moore may want to have that one back as Warden gets his 4th of the season. But nonetheless, if you're the Wild, finally something they can get excited about with 5:19 left to go in the first.
Fortunately enough for the Wilmot Wild, they didn't let it bleed too much, and it only was a 2-goal deficit. So we do have a 2-1 game here now, and the Wild look to climb back.
And the Wild, with that goal from Warden, it gets their Wilmot fans back into this game. It's a little quiet here at the Wilmot Rec Complex, but Brantford wants to quiet them down again with that shot from far out from Merritt. Off the end boards, now picked up by Hahn. Hahn, 2-on-0 developing. Hahn shot on, save made by Moore. Had Kuntz with him, and Hahn elected to trust his shot.
Yeah, he almost got caught in the trolley tracks there too, as the Brantford player was breaking off the bench, and he wanted to avoid taking a big hit.
So Wells on the near wing. Flips that out for Michael Como. Como, nice little stutter step and a roller that came there from Ryan Dorr. And we saw what Dorr can do early on to get the scoring started in this game. Now picked up give and go scenario as Ethan Fitton will head off as Colton Bessie brings it inside the Brantford end. Bessie thought about the shot, weighing his options. There's a ton of them to the goal scorer for the Wild in Warden. Warden pump fakes the shot off for Weidman. 6 seconds remain on the shot clock. Shot from far out. Nice save made with traffic in front by Jacob Moore.
Yeah, this Brantford defense is doing a good job of spreading the Wilmot Wild offense out and really not giving them any openings or anything.
That was the first time, though, in a while we've seen someone from Wilmot get inside trying to set a screen. Unfortunately, though, for them, Moore had the answer and makes a good save.
Yeah, absolutely.
But nice little stutter step as the Warriors trying to extend their lead back to 2. Shot from way out from Dradge was an easy save from Martin Abel.
That was a good shift there by Hunter Schmidt down the middle, and he picked up a good loose ball, and the Wilmot Wild looked to transition.
Oh, and Berger thought he had it in his stick, tried to break up quickly, lost it. Another turnover here for the Wilmot Wild, and that's just very uncharacteristic from what we've seen from them all season.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's things that they're going to want to tweak in the intermission, and it'll come for sure. Still early on, and we only got a 2-1 game.
Tried to make a nice, pretty move, something out of nothing there was Caleb Wells. Maybe the ball fell out of his stick just as he tried to fire and shoot. But good break and still good save made by Martin Abel. Now Berger flips on in. Berger spinorama just a little too high. Ball bouncing around and a good head of steam put on. Who's going to come away with it right now? Good checks being laid in. Still ball bouncing around like a ping pong ball.
Well, that's a good battle there. Good battle for the loose ball. Unfortunately, Derek Jensen got the short end of the stick, and we're going to go Brantford ball.
Yep, Brantford with possession as both teams make line changes. Little stutter step put on by Lewis. Lewis shot out, goes wide. Still, though, scramble for the loose ball, and this time it's picked up by Cole Elford. A little too high on his pass, though, as the Wild trying to break out of their own end. And finally they do. They get it for Elford. Elford with a head of steam. Elford has support. Off shot, scores! It's Radburn! Kent Radburn ties this one up at 2 with 1:52 left in the first.
And that's great work by number 52, Cole Elford, who actually got his first point on the season on that play. He had a great heads-up play coming up the floor, and he saw Kent Radburn right on the crease, and Kent takes a step around and solves goalie Jacob Moore.
And for Kent Radburn, that's goal 27 on the season and .50 for this season as well, putting him up there tied with Hayden Berger for tops in points.
And that's just 2 big points for both those guys. 50-point plateau for Kent and a first point for Cole.
Well, that's a highlight reel that both those guys would want to have looped and shared on their social medias for years to come. Colton Bessie flips that off for Nagy. Nagy getting pushed around nicely by the Brantford Warriors. Trying to get it in. Oh, Bessie thought he had it on his stick. Tried to go one-handed there. Maybe wasn't the best option as it's turned over, and Blake Dunford, little stutter step, will bring it over the timeline and into the Wilmot end.
Yeah, we're almost into the last minute of the first period here, and I know neither one of these teams want to go into the period tied, so we're probably going to see a push.
And we'll see some big pushes here, but loose ball picked up by the Warriors. Nice fake of the shot from far out there by Campbell McFedries. Just went wide as we hit the final minute of play in the first period here.
Yeah, Dylan Kuntz picked up the rebound there, flipped it over to Braden Hahn, and the Wilmot Wild looked to set up for one of their last offensive sets of the period.
Berger bounces off a check there from D'Amico. Tried to flip it on outside the crease area, but good job by Berger to win that ball back.
Yeah, he owned a mistake there, and he put the extra second effort into getting it back.
Radburn's shot just went high and wide, and the shot clock goes. Will be Brantford ball as Berger trying to hack away, cause the turnover, or force a turnover, but the officials blow the whistle dead. Will still be Brantford ball with 27.4 left on the clock.
Yeah, that's just the high-intensity play of Hayden Berger there. He didn't hear the whistle, but that's all right.
So bringing up the floor for the Warriors, here's Trevor McDonald. McDonald slowing the tempo down. Shot clock is turned off. Off here for Wells. Wells spins away from the pick. On the far wing, shot has to come off now. Good job by the Wild to get a stick in there, loose ball, and a big check by Bessie to end the first period, laying out cold Trevor McDonald. He gets up, he'll be all right, but 2-2 after one period of play in this real high intense playoff-like atmosphere, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe Colton Bessie's just recognizing that the Wilmot Wild maybe need a spark going into that period.
So after one period of play, we're tied up at 2 here at the Wilmot Rec Complex. We'll take a quick break and be back for more coverage here on Rogers TV. Welcome back inside the Wilmot Rec Complex, where it's 2-2 after one period of play, and what's been a thrilling start to this first period. And I'm joined now by TJ Aslin of the Wilmot Wild. And TJ, it was a really competitive first period. What can you guys take away from that first?
And our offensive transitions there and get a little tighter on the D. First two goals came out, they came out hot, came out swinging. We definitely got to work on that, not let that ever happen again. And offense, you got to set those offensive picks, get the balls in the net.
Well, TJ, you guys got off to an uncharacteristic start, but you got to feel fortunate tying this one up at 2. What do you guys really got to make the adjustments here in the second?
Our offensive looks, we got to make sure we get the ball down. We got to keep the ball in the offensive end. If they're having too many looks and too much time in our end, we can't have that.
All right, TJ, thanks for your time. We'll let you get into the locker room and talk things out with Coach Rick Windle. And we'll take ourselves a quick break and be back for second period action here on Rogers TV.
All right, sounds good.
Welcome back inside the Wilmot Rec Complex here, where after one period of play, the Wilmot Wild and the Brantford Warriors are tied up at 2. And as we mentioned on the broadcast, this game has definitely got a playoff-like atmosphere, and it showed as we take a look at the Wild Wing replays here from the highlights of the first period. And it was the Brantford Warriors that came out and struck first blood. Great give and go, and Ryan Dorr opens the door for the scoring as he gets the opening goal of the game and sets Brantford up 1-0. And then just moments later, almost from the same spot, Dalton Thomas fires and finds one that blows by Mike Martin, able to get the Warriors up 2-0. But there is a lot of resilience shown by this Wilmot Wild team as Ethan Warden puts a shot on from far out that fools Jacob Moore to cut the deficit to 1. And then on a nice give and go, as there's another look there from the Warden goal, a nice give and go scenario happened that set ourselves up with the Kent Radburn goal, as that Kent Radburn was able to find the back of the net to get himself .50 this season. And that's where we're at right now, tied up at 2, and what should be a real intense second period here on Rogers TV. So we'll take a quick break and be back for that second period here on Rogers TV. Welcome back inside the Wilmot Recreation Complex as we are just moments away from the ball being dropped to start the second period, where we're tied up at 2 after one period of play. And Andrew Coughlin, what was said to the Wilmot Wild in that first intermission, I'm sure it wasn't the most positive of things from some of the sloppy play we saw, but they should be happy to be tied up at 2 after 1.
Well, these guys are grown men by this point, so actually not too much was said. I think they know what they got to do, and that's obviously take a big step up. So I hope we see that early on in the second period here, and that's something we're obviously all going to look to watch for.
Oh, Palmer Funkenhauser ready to drop the ball to get this second period started. And here we go. Big tussle, and it's going to be won by the Warriors. DJ Martins did very well to outmuscle, but it's going to be one out here by the Wild. Shot and scores! Matt Wyman gets the Wild their first lead of the game on a nice give and go. 3-2 for Wilmot.
Yeah, that's huge. That's exactly what I was just talking about. The Wilmot Wild were looking to take a big step up, and obviously regaining the lead here. 13 seconds into the second period is what they wanted to do.
And for Matt Wyman, the captain of this Wilmot Wild, that's goal 8 this season. and .15 on the year. And what better way to get the perfect start, but a first penalty is going to be coming up, as looks like he knows it as well, as Hunter Schmidt will hit the sin bin for a roughing penalty. But that's the guy you want to have leading the way, your captain, and what a start. 13 seconds into the second period, you get your first lead of the game.
And that's what I think makes Matt Wyman such a great leader, is he can lead by example. He doesn't talk very much, but when he does talk, it really means something, and that's what makes Matty such a great leader in the dressing room.
So the Warriors on the power play right now, they have themselves the 10th best power play at the junior C level at 16%, where the Wilmot Wild's 8th best penalty kill will now go to work, and looks like we'll have another whistle, another penalty coming up, as Colton Bessie will head off to the sin bin.
And just like that, the Brantford player in the this one play of actually the Brantford captain, I think Connor Merritt, is going off here for an unsportsmanlike call, and just like that, we got 4-on-4.
Well, that's something you can't have happen if you are the captain of the Warriors. You're looking to get yourself set up on a nice 5-on-3 scenario, but that doesn't work out, and here we go. Some 4-on-3 lacrosse. How about that, Andrew?
Yeah, that's interesting. He must have taken a double minor, or maybe the Wilmot player did for rough.
Well, we already had the likes of Hunter Schmidt in the penalty box, and seconds later, but looking to get this one tied up. Nice job to settle it down there is Herman Waglintler.
And that was great hustle by Braden Hahn off the bench there to cut the angle off and really take away the fast break.
So on the near wing, settling it down's Dorr, and they tried the quick shot out with Thomas, just went wide.
Yeah, he really went fancy there behind the back and unfortunately missed the net.
Shot from way out by Como. Good save by Martin Abel, and back the other way here is Jordan Hawthorne settling it down.
That's a great transition play for the Wilmot Wild and Jordan Hawthorne there.
And Berger takes a fall as Hawthorne heads to the bench with his arm in some discomfort. He's taking a slash there. But back the other way is Jaden Dredge of the Brantford Warriors. Out on the far wing, settling it down is Trevor McDonald. Now for Wells. They tried the quick give and go for Dredge. Couldn't get it to him. Wells, and once again, they were looking for McDonald. Just got clean passing here from the Warriors. Great work by the Wilmot Wild defense in a one-on-one scenario.
Yep. Sorry about that. Dylan Kuntz comes off, and he finds Matt Wyman in the top.
Wyman tried to pick the corner. Good save made by Moore, as we have 13 seconds left of 4-on-4 lacrosse.
That was a good chance by Matt Wyman, but a better save there by goalie Jacob Moore.
And broken up as they tried to feed that one on through were the Warriors. As the penalties are over, back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. Their captain settling it down is Connor Merritt. Merritt shot up, scores! Talk about making up for your mistake. Finds the back of the net, does the Warriors captain Merritt, and we're tied up at 3.
Yeah, I think we'll take another look at that here at the Wilmot Wild Wing replay. Connor Merritt with just coming out of the box, actually, fresh legs. He cuts to the middle and a little twist shot beats goalie Martin Abel.
Yeah, got in there. Just had enough of the speed, enough of the angle where Martin Abel couldn't get across. And a big hit to the head on DJ Martins. Referees say play on as the Warriors have possession as Martins will head off. And for Merritt, though, that's his 12th of the season. Falling down against one of the Warrior players. Sending it there for Wells. Shot from way out. Doesn't find anything. Hits the end boards and will roll back to the Brantford end. And it'll be dealt with by Jacob Moore, the goaltender for the Warriors. Big shot from far out. Whistle goes, and it will be Wilmot ball.
Yeah, Derek Jensen's going to pick it up here and headman the rush here for the Wilmot Wild.
Jensen, nice little stutter step. Jensen shot, tried the bounce shot, just went wide. Referees say Reset underway here on the shot clock. Nagy one-timer with Wyman. Good save made by Moore. Whoa. And you thought the tempo in the first period was something. It's heating up like the weather outside here at the Wilmot Rec Complex.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And fortunately enough for the home fans here in Wilmot, it's starting to be a little bit more lopsided for the Wilmot Wild.
Thought about the shot there was McFedries. And McFedries had it come off his stick, but Campbell McFedries gets it back. On the near wing, shot a low one there from Ryan Gore. Bounces on out and will be, shot clock expiring, will be the Wild ball. And Weidman wants to get this up and going as quick as he can. Weidman for Bessie. Bessie with his little bit of a stutter step. Light on his toes. Gets muscled around by Kyle Velez, but did well to keep it alive. Nagy, a low shot. Looks like it hit a body down low.
Yeah, that was actually Ethan Warden who got that shot off, a low hard shot, and fortunately I think the Brantford player blocked it with his ribs.
Well, still though, whistle goes, will still be Wild ball. Wyman gets the feed in, trying to bounce his way, turn, fire, scores! Matt Wyman with his second of the period and restores the lead for the Wild 4-3.
Yeah, you can't say enough about Matt Wyman's play, especially here in this game, but I'm talking just down the stretch here. He's starting to score goals, and he's really played all over the lineup. He can play defense, he can play offense, and tonight he's proven to be a proven goal scorer.
Let's take a look at the Wild Wing replay. There you just saw the tail end of it from the great goal once again from Wyman, but he did so much there, drew the defender in, was light on his feet, quick fire and score, and it works out nicely as once again the Wild get that 1-goal lead.
Yeah, absolutely, and that replay did Matt Wyman's play no justice there, as he really did quarterback that whole thing.
Now Kuntz flips it on the far wing for one of the call-ups here, Todd Thomas. Thomas was a big factor, had a 4-point night in his first game for the Wild on Friday against these same Warriors, all 4 assists.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better debut than that. Break the goose egg times 4 there. I'm sure he would have liked the goal, but 4 helpers is just as good.
Captain once again, there's Merritt. Ball bouncing around, and just before the shot can be off from Lewis, good bit of defense there to tie him up and force that ball to pop out of his stick. Now Radburn all alone, get Radburn shot on. Good save made by Moore. Reset still, or actually one out here by the Warriors, and they'll get up with Nick D'Amico. D'Amico swimming his way through, now gets it off for Jaden Drage. Drage fires that off on the far wing. Trying to break in, here's Caleb Wells. Looked like they tried to set a nice pass up around the slot area for Drage. Drage did well to win it back. Drage shot on with a lot of bodies and from Wilmot and getting some coverage on him. Did well to get the shot off.
And I think goalie Martin Abel actually made a really good save there with his shoulder as the Brantford player came across the top. He did get the shot off.
Hudson has to make the U-turn. Little low pass. Good job by Berger to be the one to win that one out. Fed up just a little too high for Wyman, and they're to say Berger was in the crease. So will be Warrior ball. Picked up by Duncan Cart. Cart, good quick feed out, shot from way out, was blocked.
Oh, and that's a dangerous play.
Definitely is, as the cross check to the back there on Hunter Schmidt by number 27, Trevor McDonald. He got lucky, no penalty called.
Yeah, that's not something you like to see any player or opponent go through. 2 feet away from the boards, no ball in the stick, and a hit on the back is no good.
Weidman flips it off for Nagy. Nagy, a big drive out, but hit the body there of Waglintner. And one out by Moore, who makes a nice pass out for Nick D'Amico. D'Amico trying to swim away from Weidman. Good pressure by the defense by the Wild, but D'Amico flips it onside in. There's a good drive from McDonald, and Martin Abel wasn't sure where it was. Luckily for him, it wasn't behind the net, or inside the net, I should say. Mad scramble going on for this ball. Whistles go. And how is it going to be sorted out? Still will be Brantford ball. Boy, these refs are really being a little lenient with some of that rough stuff going on for those loose balls.
Yeah, for sure. Referee John Sutcliffe is a really experienced referee, and here in the OLA, not even just the Junior C loop, but all over, and he knows how to keep control of the game.
Shot went wide from the Warriors. Hudson had it. Now they get it back here from Hudson. Cody Hudson breaks on in over the timeline. Jensen. Been a pretty quiet afternoon for him after a big Friday night in Brantford with 8 points for the Wild in their 16-13 win. Jensen still with it. Jensen a shot. Nice save made by Moore. Loose ball scooped up back into the stick of Jacob Moore. And the Warriors get this one settled down here, as that's always dangerous for the guy that just burned you for 8 points. Doing a lot of great work there was Jensen.
Yeah, and he wasn't too impressed with the result that he got there. He wasn't able to put the ball in the net, but Jensen will look to turn that around here as the game progresses.
Wells with a pretty tricky pass that ended up being a shot, as Mike Martinable had to be sharp and just got a piece of it to steer it wide. Now the big home run ball for Kuntz. Has some support. Kuntz flips that back, was looking for Wyman, but broken up nicely by the Warriors. They go back the other way. Good save made by Martinable on the breakaway. Still with it are the Warriors. Shot on save made. Big scramble for it. And going to be one out.
Yeah, Wilmot's going to want to look to turn up their loose ball intensity. They can't be losing that many loose balls in a row here. It's going to cause a turnover battle, and that's just not a game you want to play here with Brantford.
Whistle goes. Will be Wilmot ball for a check off the ball. And one of the Warriors may have taken a stick in a not fun area there.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional by any means there. John Sutcliffe was right in the mix, and I think he's just going to take the Wilmot player for a rough.
Well, definitely already heading to the penalty box there is Bradley Bro for the Wilmot Wild, and as well, number 18, or 88 I should say, Michael Como for the Brantford Warriors. So 4-on-4 lacrosse is what we're going to have. Much to the dismay of the Warriors head coach. You wonder if they took Como for trying to embellish the stick between the leg there, because as you said, I don't think anything was intentional there.
Yeah, no, you do have to wonder, and that does go through the referee's mind as well as it was going through my mind. So I guess you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Well, 4-on-4 lacrosse, a lot of space to work with as they get it for Wyman, who tries to get a good shot off as he's being pushed way into the end boards. Still with it, though, are the Wild. Berger lost it out of his stick. Trying to get up as quick as they can here are the Warriors. Good burst of speed from Brantford. Nice give and go shot on. Good save made by Martinable on Caleb Wells. Now Elford has his first point tonight on the assist on the Kent Radburn goal. Now for Ethan Warden. Warden trying to get the screen set, and Thomas does get it, but the pass couldn't come to Nagy nicely. Loose ball scooped up by the Warriors. Nice job to fake the pass and bring that in is Herman Waglander. And just a bit outstretched there for McDonald as it comes to Martinable.
Good wheels by Braden Hahn here as he headmans the rush, pulls it out, and the Wilmot Wild make their full offensive change. Still looking at 45 seconds here of 4-on-4 lacrosse, and exciting lacrosse that is.
So they get it out on the near wing here for Radburn. Radburn thought about the pass for Weidman, gets a shot from far out, didn't miss by much. Ball bouncing all the way back into the Wilmot end as the shot clock expires. And wanted to break that in there was Duncan Cart, but referee says got to take it from the center. Cart flips that for Caleb Wells. Nice spin by Wells, but once again the shot goes high and wide. Winning that back is Ryan Dorr. Dorr, nice feed in, was looking there for Campbell McFedries, just couldn't get it on his stick. Dangerous pass right in front with Caleb Wells. That nearly landed on Caleb Wells' stick.
It did, unfortunately, but the Wilmot Wild missed the breakout pass here, and now with all 5 players are back on the floor, they, as I'm saying that, Wilmot gets the ball back, and Bradley Bro looks to headman the play.
Yeah, Bro fresh out of the penalty box, back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. Nagy tried to find Wyman, who made a nice cut to the net, just a little too much on that. Now Thomas once again tries to find Wyman, can't do it. Weidman now. Weidman a shot, nice save made by Moore. Still battle for this loose ball as the strengthened numbers here from Brantford going to pay out. Good work from Cody Hudson, trying to win this out, and just unfortunately didn't have the numbers there. And taking it up the floor was Nick D'Amico. D'Amico trying to avoid the sticks from Hahn. Not enough on that pass, was looking for Connor Merritt. Merritt takes a tumble and picked up by the goaltender, Mike Martin-Abel, to slow the momentum or slow the quick pace. Tried to find Radburn, shot on, great save made by Moore. It's just more and more great saves from Jacob Moore.
Yeah.
Trying to get Drage involved. Makes the pass out on the far wing. Just too much on that one. Bounces up high, just over the stick there of Martin-Abel. And picked up by Kuntz.
Great loose ball there by Dylan Kuntz. Good individual effort, and now the Wilmot Wild break out again.
Hawthorne, Weidman thought about what he was going to do before the ball came on his stick, and that's another costly turnover for the Wild. Back the other way here is the Brantford Warriors, off here for Merritt. Merritt trying to set his team up. Nice feed for Wells. Wells flips it back for Merritt. A drive, tried the bounce shot. Got a piece of it, was Martin-Abel. Still with it though are the Warriors. Wells has played a sensational game. One-handed feed, tried to go on the other side. There was Michael Como, just went wide. Now Merritt with it. Merritt out on the far wing for Wells. Can't get the shot off there, was Como. Merritt will put a blast out from far out, and it's gonna be one, and whistle goes, will be Wilmot ball, as looked like Merritt got a foot in the leg, tried to trip Hahn, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah, 1 or 2 calls should have been made there. I think a late Brantford player came in late and made a cross-check on the ground as well. I'd like to see at least 1 call come from this.
Yeah, we'll see what referee Sutcliffe does say. He just looks like he's going to lay the cooler heads prevail and have everyone head back to the bench. Whistle did go, and it was possession going back the way for the Wild. So that's what it really looks like we're going to have right now as we get some whistles so the goaltenders can get some water. But I definitely thought that Connor Merritt had his legs took the legs out of Braden Hahn there.
Oh, absolutely. That looked like, I guess how they say a slew foot in hockey. I'm not sure if there's a lacrosse term for it. Maybe it is the same thing, but that's what it looked like to me.
Well, Merritt, though, gets a break as no penalty called. Just possession going back the way for the Wilmot Wild, and the whistle goes, and we're back underway here in the second period. Loose ball still being battled for. Tough angle. Can Radburn come away with it? Good old rugby scrum going up on the end boards there, and it's going to be the Warriors that win this one out. And up with a big head of steam is the likes there of Duncan Cart. Cart with a nice individual effort. Just didn't have the finish as Mike Martin-Abel makes a nice save.
And hasn't he turned his game around today? He had a rough start, but he's really found his shell, and he's really found his groove, and he's making a lot of saves, and a lot of saves in a row.
Now the hype that came in on Martin-Abel has really worked out nicely, as there's a big save yet again on the streaking in Caleb Wells. Back the other way here is Hudson with a nice shot on. Good save made by Moore.
Good pass there by Hayden Berger.
Berger is on one leg, save made again, and with a head of steam into the net was one of the Warriors. Knocks it off its moorings, and that was number 88, Michael Como. Luckily avoided Mike Martin-Abel, or that could have been dangerous, but big concern right now if you're a Wilmot Wild fan is number 14, Hayden Berger, limping back to the bench.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened there that happened behind the play, but he's definitely looked to be in some pain.
Jensen trying to get that screen set up. Weidman helped him out. Now Thomas, the call up, nice behind the back feet for Weidman, and what a save made by Moore. That ball was bouncing around. Weidman tried to pounce on it. Unfortunately, his foot was in the crease.
What great work there by the call up.
Todd Thomas.
Todd Thomas, sorry. I just wanted to make sure I said that correctly. As he found Matt Weidman with the behind the back there, and it looked like they've been doing it for years.
Well, as we mentioned before, Thomas in his debut Friday, 4 assists, and you can see why. Oh, picks the far corner. There's the captain, Connor Merritt, his second of the game, and we're tied up at 4.
And just another dandy there. I hope we get to take another look at this with the Wilmot Wild wing replay. Here we are, and Captain Connor Merritt with the ball up top just rings a shot around, and he tucks it just inside the post of goalie Martin-Abel. And here we got a 4-4 game with 4 minutes to go in the second period.
Well, good effort there by the captain. The captains in this second period really leading the effort for both their teams, with Matt Wyman with 2 here in the second period, and now Connor Merritt with 2 as well. A little bit of a high cross check to the head there from Hunter Schmidt. So still will be Brantford ball. Gotta watch the sticks, even though it's got that playoff-like atmosphere.
Yeah, you still got to follow the rules. I mean, you can get away with a little bit more aggression, but you still got to follow the rules.
As this is now another scramble for this loose ball. It's been a big momentum shift in this game as who wins these loose balls. This time Colton Bessie did. Nice feed out for Hahn. Hahn, nice pass for Nagy. Shot on, great save made by Moore.
I think that actually might have hit the post as well. Braden Hahn found the streaking Tyler Nagy, and he really got a good shot off, and I think hit the post.
Well, if Moore got the luck from the post there, that's the goaltender's best friend, and it bailed him out. But once again, just got maybe enough positioning as well to force Nagy's shot to hit the post instead of the back of the net. Shot from far out by the Warriors, hits the end glass. Now, good feed, and tried to make something out of nothing there as well, but the shot clock expires. It's been a while since we've seen that from Wilmot, forcing a shot clock violation, but that's music to Rick Windle's ears.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just a good sign that the Wild are playing great defense and not allowing shots on their AP goalie, Martin-Abel.
Fed in for Thomas! Tough shot on as he was being pushed off the ball there by Michael Como. And back at it the other way are the Warriors, but that pass is intercepted. Great defense there by Cole Elford. Elford with the head of steam. Shot up from Thomas. Oh, that one just, I think Moore got a piece of that one. Still Wild possession. Nagy behind the back. That hit a Warrior body. Still will be Wilmot ball. Fresh shot clock as well. 2:15 left to go in the first. Tried to go on the far side pass. Weidman did very well to win that ball with a one-handed stick. Now Blake Weidman. Oh, little miscommunication there. Jensen wasn't ready for it, but good hustle by Todd Thomas. Couldn't get it for Radburn. Bounces into the stick there of Jacob Moore. Brantford ball. Now back the other way are the Warriors. They tried to get that up for Dalton Thomas, already a goal today. He was looking for number 2. Thomas now with it. Thomas takes his time, gets it off for Drage. A big drive from Drage. Goes wide and out of play. So will be Wilmot ball. And they'll bring it up with Cody Hudson. He brings it over the timeline once again for Weidman. Shot on once again. Got a piece of the post. Hudson. Now for Weidman. Weidman's been a little quiet this afternoon, but he's heating up right now.
Yeah, this is just what the Wilmot Wild want to see going into the intermission. A lot of shots, a lot of offense, and something they've been really struggling to do in the earlier parts of this game.
Well, good news, Hayden Berger out there, a little bit grimacing in pain. His leg may not be 100%, but he's going to play through it. Jensen with a great drive to the net. Good save made by Moore. They're going to say whistle goes, will be Brantford ball. In the final minute of play here in the second period. Can't get that one on his stick cleanly. Here's Dorr, but finally settles it down. Ryan Dorr. Off for Merritt. Merritt for Wells. Wells, nice spin move around Elford. Shot on, tough one, but Mike Martin-Abel makes the save. Home run ball, and that one's broken up nicely by the Warriors defender.
Not the pass you want to try to make with 20 seconds to go here. Now, Brantford's going to get a timeout, and I'm almost 99% sure that we're going to see their goalie sit on the bench here for an extra attacker.
Yeah, 14 seconds left to go. You see this a lot in the cross. They take the timeout with 14 seconds. We'll probably want the extra attacker on. And Andrew, if you're Brantford, what are you trying to draw up right now?
If I was a Brantford coach, I'm not sure what they teach the kids there in Brantford, but I would be trying to put a guy right in the middle, work the ball around, and try to suck that last Wilmot Wild D off onto that guy in the middle and find the open Brantford player to tuck it in.
And if you're the Wild, what are you trying to tell them right now defensively so that you don't concede that go-ahead goal before the second period comes to a close?
Zone, zone, zone. You kind of see Rick Wendell there. They call that the elastic. You never go too far from where you should be, and you should be in and out, popping in and out, and never get stuck in one spot, and never get stuck on one guy for too long.
Well, the way this period's worked out, if I'm Brantford, I'm trying to get that ball to the captain, Connor Merritt. Already 2 goals in this second period. He's going to be the one that looks like he's going to spearhead the start here after this timeout. But you can almost assume they'll try to maybe get it back to him. But 14 seconds may not seem like a lot of time, but it's a lot of time in the cross.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen probably the most goals I've seen in 14 seconds is 3, and anything can happen. It's in lacrosse. It's 3 shots away.
Well, the Warriors are at it right now. They're looking to get that go-ahead goal, and they had a great feed there for Michael Como. Broken up, empty net, the home run ball. They're going to say the shot won't count as it found the back of the net, but the horn goes to end the second period. And once again, we had 2 goals in the first, 2 goals each in the second. A 4-4 lacrosse game after 2 periods of play in what's been just unbelievable lacrosse, Andrew.
Yeah, to be honest, the fans here at home and the fans sitting here at the Wilmot Rec Center this afternoon are in for a treat. It's been a great game, and it's only going to get better here in the third period.
Well, 4-4 after 2 periods of play between the Brantford Warriors and the Wilmot Wild. We'll take a quick break and be back for more coverage here on Rogers TV. Welcome back inside the Wilmot Rec Complex here, where after 2 periods of play, we're tied up at 4. Once again, a 2-goal period for both teams. And I'm right now joined by one of the Brantford Warriors. For the Brantford Warriors, Campbell McFedries. And Campbell, what a period it has been. The intensity's really picked up against the team you know you guys really need to beat. What worked out so well for you guys in that second period?
We're just hustling hard, trying to run our offense well, get shots on net. Just continue to do that in the next period here, hopefully.
Well, it was a good period for you guys. Talk about the resilience there. You gave up the first 2 goals, but you get 2 back, and you're drawing level up at 4.
Yeah, we just battle hard. We never get 2 down, never 2 up, never 2 down here. We always just try and battle as hard as we can, help our goalie out back door, and hopefully pots them on the offensive end there.
Campbell, what do you guys need to do to close this one out and win the rubber match between the Wilmot Wild this season?
Lots of loose balls. Got to get every loose ball back to the bench hard and just put some behind the goalie there.
All right, Campbell, thanks for your time. We'll let you head into the locker room, and we'll take ourselves a quick break and be back for highlights of that second period here on Rogers TV. Welcome back inside the Wilmot Recreation Complex, where after 2 periods of play, it's 4-4. And let's take a look at some of the highlights here of the second period, where 13 seconds into this lacrosse game, we saw Matt Wyman get the Wilmot Wild up 3-2, but give the Brantford Warriors some credit as Connor Merritt was able to draw us level. And let's take a look. This is right after Connor Merritt came back out of the penalty box, drawed us level at 3-3, just getting enough past the call-up Mike Martin Abel. But the Wilmot Wild, they weren't going to be determined. Great patience here from Weidman. Gets it in for Wyman. Stutter step, spin, fire, score for their captain, Matt Wyman, second of the game, to make this one 4-3. But then great effort once again here by the Brantford Warriors, getting up for their captain. Little stutter step, and once again picking the opposite side is Connor Merritt for his second of the game. And that's where we're at in terms of scoring. 4-4 after 2 periods of play. And the way this game has gone, you know it's going to come down to possessions and high intensity. And whoever can find the perfect shot through, that may be the difference maker. We'll take a quick break and be back for third period action here on Rogers TV. Welcome back inside the Wilmot Recreation Complex, where after 2 periods of play, it's 4-4, and we're going to find out now here in the next 20 minutes who's got enough wherewithal, who's got enough gas left in the tank to get the advantage here, and we'll find out who's going to win the rubber match. Both teams have won one on each other's floors. It's going to be real interesting, and for Brantford, you almost know they really want to get this one with how close it is in the standings against Wilmot, and for Wilmot, they get this one. They really know they got a good stranglehold on first place in the West.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It really means two huge things, two differently huge things to two teams here, and it could really tell the tale for the last 2 weeks of the regular season here.
Well, the Warriors have the possession here after the opening face-off with Caleb Wells, who's been a little bit snake-bit. Done some great work, just hasn't found the back of the net. Picked up by Martin Abel. Off for Hahn. And Andrew, you've just come back from the Wilmot dressing room. What was said by Coach Rick Windle heading out for the third period?
Rick was very calm, cool, and collected there, talking to his team. They really answered well to the silent message that Rick gave in the first intermission, and he looks to build here. He looks to have his Wilmot Wild offense grow and get some goals here early on.
Well, we're going to have a penalty coming up for Brantford. Looks like a holding penalty, as heading to the penalty box will be Blake Dunford. So we'll finally get to see really the Wilmot Wild get their power play out there. They have the 11th best power play in the Junior C ranks, and obviously want to get that up as the postseason's around the corner. And the Warriors, though, they got themselves the 7th best PK at 84%.
Yeah, and special teams is two really important things to two teams here. Wilmot Wild is trying to build on their power play and really perfect it going into the playoffs.
But what a scoop here by, actually that's Dunford right there, scored! Short-handed goal by Blake Dunford off the scoop and score! What a goal there for the Warriors, as it was 11, Kyle Velez that took the penalty, and making the receipt picked up nicely was Blake Dunford. As we take a look at this goal here, Andrew.
Yeah, that was just speed there from the Brantford player. He heads up play the whole way, one hand on his stick, and missed no beat there, beating goalie Martin Abel.
Oh, that could be a huge momentum shift. You don't really get to see those shorthanded goals often in lacrosse. Gotta close the penalty box door right now. But that's a big momentum boost, as you think that the Wild are gonna get their power play working, and just a loose ball, which has been really costly for Wilmot early on, bites them real bad here, as just 20 seconds into the Wilmot Wild power play, Blake Dunford gets the shorthanded goal.
That is absolutely a stressful one. It is for myself, being a part of the Wilmot Wild personnel, but I could just imagine how stressful that's got to be to watch for Coach Rick Windle.
Well, we'll see how the Wild can respond here. They still have the man advantage.
They do, unfortunately. It's something the Wild got to remember and look to settle down as they look to find their spark here and find their groove.
Well, there's a guy that's been real quiet, is Derek Jensen. We mentioned before, 8-point night on Friday night up in Brantford. See what he can do to get out of that a little bit of a slump he's in right now. Berger tried to find that through for Wyman. Another spin and shoot scenario. This time Moore makes the save. Back the other way are the Warriors, just a little too much behind the ball there of Campbell McFedries. And the Wild now scoop up that loose ball with Aslan. Now settling it down here is Weidman. We'll just leave it to be picked up from Ethan Warden. Already a goal today for Warden. Out on the far wing, think about that one. They were looking for the pass, but Warden does a nice job to scoop up the loose ball. Warden a drive, save made there by Moore. Merritt flips that one out. 23 seconds remain on the Wilmot man advantage. Oh, that is absolutely the most dangerous thing I think I've seen here. Warden absolutely drilled face first into the boards. Easy penalty to be called. Good thing Warden got up quickly and he looks to be all right.
You gotta love to see Ethan Warden walk that off. Wow. That was a dirty play to see, and I actually don't think John Sutcliffe even called a hit from behind there. I think he just called an illegal cross-check. So
Yeah,
I think we're only going to see a 2-minute penalty here.
It is just a 2-minute penalty, so take a look at here on the replay, Andrew.
Ooh, yeah, just as I thought there, he took Ethan Warden into the bench, and I just made some eye contact with some Wilmot players who didn't think that that play was too clean.
Well, still possession, as there's only a 5-on-3 for now, just 4 seconds for the Wild. Jensen, give and go back, broken up nicely defensively, back out of the penalty box is Velez. But still a Wilmot Wild penalty. Or Wilmot Wild power play, I should say. A little too much on that pass. Will come over and back, picked up here by the Wild. Nagy will settle it down, wait for the support to come on. Nagy off here for Weidman. Weidman realizes he's got the call up here. Todd Thomas behind him. Thomas, now they get it back for Thomas. Nice behind the back pass for Berger. Broken up, but ball bounces right back for Weidman. A drive. Nice save made by Moore.
And a phenomenal game here for the goalie, Jacob Boire. He's really been consistent this whole game. Probably the most consistent player on the floor.
He was a big benefactor in the Brantford win to the second week of the season, where Brantford won that one 10-9, and we're looking to be heating up for the same 1-goal scenario, as Brantford would like to close this one out. Scoring's definitely calmed down from that game, but
yeah,
same situation Brantford wants.
Yeah, you mentioned that a couple times here, the close matchups that Wilmot and Brantford have had, and also the relative close standings that Brantford, Barrie, Fergus, and Wilmot all have here.
Well, when you just look at these teams statistically, how close Wilmot and Brantford are, especially special teams wise, it's Brantford just one spot ahead of them on the man advantage and the penalty kill as well. I mean, these teams are pretty much just virtually identical. It just comes down right now to possessions right now, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just where the Wilmot Wild can slow it down and really try to own the rest of this game. We got 15 minutes left, and we're down by a goal, and time with the ball is really a key factor.
Well, Radburn can't get a hold of that one, but does get it on the second bounce attempt, and the power play is over. Loose ball was right on the doorstep, was Bessie, just couldn't get it to come to him. But Radburn does well to win that loose ball. Back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. Bessie thinks about the pass, tries to get it in for Wyman, shot him, but he's in the crease, wouldn't have counted. And then Wyman takes a big tumble to the ground, muscled down by DJ Martins.
And all these hits have something alike, and I'd say that they're all kind of on the back, to be honest. They're really dangerous hits that could hit on a player as he takes a shot.
Okada, good lane. If he could get it, was Trevor McDonald. Just couldn't get that pass, but gets it on the second chance attempt, and a tough shot there from Dunford. Just stepped in the crease. Now Elford for the Wild. Good job by Berger to show his great stick handling ability to win that high pass. For Warden. Warden trying to get that bit of separation right now as the intensity's picking up. Tyler Nagy. Quick turnaround. Nagy thought about the shot, tried to pick the far corner. Bouncing shot goes wide. Shot clock goes and it expires, and we got a situation right now, Andrew.
Yeah, we do, and that's just good team toughness there. No one letting them go through that alone, and Weidman and I believe it was the AP there.
Yeah, Todd Thomas.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him for showing up there, because.
And he gives a push as he hits the bench off for Campbell McFedries.
Good job for the AP there, Todd Thomas.
Well, you definitely fit into a team much easier if you step up for your teammates like that.
Yeah, you make friends. It's not hard to make friends doing that.
Good save made there by Martin Abel. Settling it down is Hudson. Hudson off for Wyman, who bounces off the check from Velez. Wyman building up ahead of steam, lost his footing, and still stuck with it and unloaded a good scoring chance for Wilmot. Big loose ball, one popped right out of the stick right there of Duncan Cart. Back the other way, though, are the Warriors. McDonald puts on a head of steam, will slow his roll, though, for Wells. Wells trying to get that separation, bounces off the body there from Bradley Bro. And he stepped in the crease. That's about 6 times. I think that's happened for the Warriors. And here we go, Bradley Bro and Caleb Wells mixing it up. And a player coming off the bench there, Dalton Thomas, gives an extra shot. But the officials jump in and break it up as quick as they can. Tied up there is still Bro. And Ethan Fitton doing some chirping for, looks like Caleb Wells. And we're going to see how the officials lay this one out. You know for sure Wells and Fitton are going to head to the penalty box.
I'd like to see one come there for the Brantford player that came in late, but in a perfect world, I guess.
So both will just go, and both being Ethan Fitton for Wilmot and Caleb Wells for the Brantford Warriors. And that was, it just looked like originally just some good defensive lacrosse. And then Wells and Fitton got tied up, and well, that's when all heck broke loose. We saw number 9 for the Warriors come off the bench. It almost looked like Dalton Thomas gave an extra shot, but nothing called. Referee Sutcliffe here talking it over with Radburn. So 2 5s for Wells and Fitton.
And no, that's not okay. I don't think that's the way that should have been called. As a Brantford player, a third Brantford player came in, and I wouldn't say that Ethan Fitton was as guilty there.
I would agree, but 5 on 5 minutes even for both teams. So some roughing penalties, but got to stay with it right now. Can't get distracted by that if you're the Wild. Berger.
Yeah, discipline's going to prove to be a key factor here.
Thomas takes a big hack, and Thomas shoved to the ground, but Berger's still with it for the Wild. Now off for Thomas. Todd Thomas spins, tried to flip it up. That took a bounce and broken up by the Brantford Warriors. As you hear the big applause from the fans from Brantford.
Yeah, and they're loud here. They're on the road, and they showed up with a good number of fans for this playoff-like game here to close out the regular season.
Not a far trip here to Wilmot as well, about an hour away. Nice swim move from Merritt, and Hawthorne lays a huge hit on Merritt. And Merritt gets back up and madder than a hornet. And I think and there's a cross check to the face there from Hunter Schmidt.
That was a good embellish, I think, on the Brantford player. He doesn't look to be too affected by that.
No penalty called. Shot from far out. We got a Wilmot player down. May have hit him in the body there.
I think he did soak a ball there in the stomach, and that looks like number 17, Colton Bessie. He's a real tough kid. I think he's just going to go off and catch a breath.
Yeah, definitely is. We see the head trainer right now, Dan Liebold, instantly off the bench and going to deal with him and down. Oh,
Ooh,
definitely took that one right in the midsection. Was Colton Bessie, and I mean, you couldn't pay me enough to take one of those. You gotta have.
I've taken a good handful of those in my time, and I think some of the bruises, they don't really fully heal. They pop some blood vessels that never really fully come back.
That's a tough loss as well. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully it's just he had the wind knocked out of him, and hopefully we'll see Colton Bessie back as there's 12 minutes remaining here with his Wilmot Wild down a goal. Good individual work by the likes of here Trevor McDonald. Fed it off, nice spin around his Door. Door flips that out for Lewis. Lewis a little too high on the pass. Ryan Door will try to pick it up and does. Fresh shot clock as well for the Warriors. Door thought about the shot. Good defense stacked up. Shot from far out, just hit a piece of the side of the net. Up high into the roof. Will be still Brantford ball. quick behind the back. Nice save made by Martin Abel. Loose ball, one out by the Warriors. Nice quick shot from Lewis, hits the netting. And the good news, seeing it behind the Wilmot net there, Colton Bessie, he's back out there. Definitely just had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, and he's not walking, he's running back. Colton Bessie wants to get back on the floor and help his teammates win a lacrosse game here.
Lewis lays a good check on the likes there of Warden. Or actually Cody, yeah, it was Ethan Warden. Loose ball picked up by Nagy. Nagy shot on, tried to pick the far corner and didn't miss by much.
Barreling in though, Bradley Bro picking up the rebound. And
so loose ball this time, one out by the Warriors. And this is where it's going to come down to. Winning those loose balls is going to be at a premium for both teams. Merritt wants to settle it down. And why wouldn't you? Your team's up one, but still got to keep the pedal to the metal, and that's what they'll do. Shot from far out, Dalton Thomas. Nice save made by Martin Abel. Hawthorne for Bessie. Bessie back on the floor. Makes the U-turn as he doesn't have numbers. Bessie pushed out. Just gets the pass over, or it could have been over and back. Berger, stutter step, turns away. Berger, and just tried to get it in there for Wyman. Nice job defensively by Nick D'Amico. And a 2-on-1 for Brantford. D'Amico, shot on, nice save made by Martin Abel. And one out here by Berger. Well, whatever was ailing Berger's leg, that's definitely gone as he's got his speed back. Warden. Far pass out for Blake Weidman. Weidman thought about the shot, that's broken up, and back the other way. Here's the likes of Duncan Cart. Cart flips it up, was looking for the captain in Merritt. And Cart does win it.
And that's all right. We just saw half the shot clock killed by the Wilmot Wild before they even got into the zone, and now we're in the last 10 seconds, and Brantford's going to be looking to get a quick shot.
And Merritt, a drive. Nice chest save made by Mike Martin Abel. He's definitely been willing and able as this game's progressed, and a whistle goes. Penalty coming. Will be Wilmot ball. I actually don't know if a penalty is going to be coming. Definitely just Wilmot ball.
No penalty. We're going to go interference on Brantford here as the captain of Brantford made an interference call on the Wilmot player while his player had picked up the loose ball.
So a good break here for the Wild as their defense has tightened up the last couple possessions. But got to get that offense rolling. Berger. Out here, nice little move by Nagy. Nagy shot on, nice save made by Moore. Just gets the shoulder on it. Radburn for Berger. A drive. That was deflected and goes wide, but back for Radburn to Hayden Berger. Berger trying to get a hold of this one. Loose ball behind the net. DJ Martins trying to win this one out for the Warriors. And it's going to be won by Brantford as they bring it up the floor with Blake Dunford. Making the line changes are both teams. Weighing his options here was Max Lewis. Lewis's plays definitely heated up as this one's coming to a close. Shot from far out, nice save made by Martin Abel. Still bouncing around, and it's going to be one out nicely on another loose ball win for Brantford. Thinking about the shot, just no one set for that pass that Jaden Dredge set up, but luckily for the Warriors, they get a hold of it. That one was a nice stick save made there by Mike Martin Abel.
And again, the play of the goaltending here this afternoon in Wilmot has been great from both ends. Goalie Jacob Moore on the Brantford end, and the AP goalie from Six Nations Intermediate on the Wilmot end, goalie Martin Abel.
Turning away, here's Jensen, one-handed. Jensen, a drive just went high. Loose ball still available. Wyman trying to win it out, but they're going to say it's still Wilmot ball.
And just what the Wilmot Wild need here is a good 30-second offensive set, and they're going to look to drive the net.
So Wyman tries to break and is forced out, back out. Oh, and Jensen couldn't get that pass cleanly. Coughs it up, trying to win it back. Jensen hauls down Duncan Cart, no penalty called, much to the dismay on the Brantford bench. But referees definitely letting the boys play here. A couple weeks ago, maybe they would have called those penalties, but getting close to playoffs, letting the boys play, and you got to like that.
Yeah, and it definitely makes for an interesting lacrosse game and a good Sunday afternoon. Sorry.
Well, trying to make something out of nothing there. Shot from far out by the Warriors isn't completed. Taken down was Bradley Bro. He was looking for a penalty maybe, but won't get it. Now picked up by Ryan Dorr for the Warriors. Dorr. Nice feed thrown in there for Max Lewis. Max Lewis, a drive goes way wide. And that'll roll all the way back to be picked up by the Warrior goaltender Moore. Big pass as they just enter now inside the Wilmot end. Jaden Drage. Drage fed that in and was looking there for Campbell McFedries. Couldn't get it to him. Still a loose ball. Going to be one out, but 3 seconds on the shot clock. So that works out nicely for the Wild. Approaching 5 minutes left in this intense playoff-like atmosphere game. We thank you for spending your Father's Day Sunday with us here on Rogers TV. I'm Jason Hagel alongside Andrew Coughlin.
What a good game it's been here, eh, Jason?
Oh, it's been high-end lacrosse at the finest, and Berger was taken down there, so still will be Wilmot Wild ball.
This is two of the elite here in the Western Conference going head-to-head.
This could be a definite playoff matchup in a couple of weeks' time. And Berger is down, writhing in pain right in front of the officials, but no penalty called. He seems to be okay, though, is Hayden Berger. So the Warriors will come back, trying to set up Merritt. Little stutter step. They tried to feed that in there for Dalton Thomas. That didn't work out. Good defense being set up by the Wild. Hahn just had that outreach of his stick and won nicely by the Brantford Warriors. As the Warriors, man, they've definitely come to play. These teams usually give us some great matchups, but none better than this Sunday afternoon Father's Day game.
Yeah, this is definitely a regular season game of the year candidate for sure.
Loose ball from Lewis, shot on, nice save made by Mike Martin-Abel. Up the floor goes Hudson. Hudson, though, does the smart thing, lets the big boys offensively for the Wild come on, and there's definitely one of them, Hayden Berger. Berger tries to cut in, and as he did that, ball was knocked off his stick. Some good defense showed there by Herman Wagler. Back the other way is D'Amico. Flips it for Lewis. For Merritt. Now on the far wing. Looks like Drage tried to get it in there for Michael Como. Couldn't come to him cleanly. Still, though, will come back to him on a third bounce. Shot! Oh, that was a big bullet, just went wide. Shot clock goes, will be Wilmot ball.
And that was a heavy shot there from the Brantford player, but it just went wide, and unfortunately we're going to go back Wilmot ball.
Wilmot's done a great job forcing some shot clock violations, some turnovers. Defense has really stepped up late, but need that offense to find something. That's broken up. Good burst of speed coming here from Dunford. Dunford scores! Blake Dunford, second of the period, could be the icing on the cake and the dagger in the heart for the Wild.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow here with 3 minutes to go. Fortunately, it is only a 2-goal deficit, and crazier things have happened in the game of lacrosse, but that's a tough one for the Wilmot Wild. Take a look back here at the Wild Wing replay. Just a fast break. Colton Bessie was right on his toes, but he picked the top corner on goalie Caleb Martin, and there's not too much you can do on that.
Well, pretty much the same way Dunford got his first, that shorthanded goal. This time he intercepts a pass in his own end, And Dunford may be the quickest player on this Brantford Warrior team here, Andrew. And as the saying goes, speed kills.
Yeah.
And it's burnt the Wilmot Wild not once but twice in this third period. And that's a huge insurance marker for Brantford with 3 minutes left in the third.
It's a dangerous lead, though. 2 goals in lacrosse is a dangerous lead. 3 quick ones, and we got a totally different ending here.
Well, for Wilmot, though, they'll need a quick one. Definitely a quick one to get it within 1. And, you know, give Brantford some credit. They've really slowed down this high-powered Wilmot offense.
They have, indeed, and it's been impressive to watch. I mean, Wilmot's a high-powered offensive team with a shooter in every position, and Brantford's really matched it tonight. They came out of the gate with high intensity and really good defense, and it's been a recipe for success so far.
Caleb Wells with a nice run, tried to feed it out there for McFedries. Little high off his stick. Now picked up by Merritt, little spin. Hudson draped all over him. Merritt with a good blast, but went wide. Colton Bessie now picks up that loose ball. Cody Hudson trying to rush to the net. Thought about settling it down, but time's the enemy right now. Cody got to go to the net.
Yeah, that's something Cody's got to be heads up about and really be aware of the clock as we are at 1 minute and 49 seconds here.
Wyman, the captain at a 2-goal second period, trying in for Thomas, and the call-up just missed the far corner.
Good opportunity for him, and I've been really impressed with his play here the last couple games.
Whistle goes, will be Brantford ball. And that's music to the Brantford Warriors' ears, getting the whistle advantage with 1:30 left to go here in this lacrosse game.
Yeah, 90 seconds left to play, and really that's only 3 possessions in the game of lacrosse. That's 3 30-second shot clocks, and Wilmot really needs to act fast here.
Well, the big benefit as well, Wilmot still has their timeout, so I expect them once they get possession to try to use it as quick as they can.
Brantford will have one as well, actually. They only called theirs in the second period, so they'll get to use one as well, and we're going to see Wilmot's here with 1 minute to go.
1:03 left to go, and head coach Rick Windle for the Wilmot Wild will use his timeout. And Andrew, 1:03 left, still a lot of time, but you know you want a quick one to get this back within 1.
Yeah, you do, and Rick Windle's a very smart coach, a very seasoned coach. He's been to Minto Cup, I know, as a coach, and many cups as a player, so he's definitely got some up his sleeve here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the goalie starting the bench, but as I look down at the floor now, we still see him on the floor.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they draw up, because Brantford all games really forced Wilmot had to take those shots from far out. We haven't seen a lot of the great work from the Wild inside around the crease area. It'll be interesting to see what they draw up, but you know Brantford, they want to be extra tight defensively and extra careful. As 1:03, you give up that goal to cut it within 1. Tons of time for the Wild to maybe potentially draw this level, so Brantford wants to take this extra carefully.
Yeah, and it all starts with 1, so Brantford's not going to want to let anything slip here and give the Wilmot Wild any sort of hope.
And if you're Brantford, what do you think they've drawn up here, Andrew?
Tight defense. I think since we're going to see the Wilmot Wild goalie starting the bench, we're going to see a good zone defense from the Brantford Warriors, and they're going to not try to get sucked too far off their assignment and really stay in their zone.
So here we go. The Wild have the extra attacker on as Mike Martin-Abel is on the bench. Berger for Radburn, back for Berger. Try to get it inside, around for Nagy. Little bouncing shot just went wide. Under a minute to go here. This ball takes a big bounce for Brantford, and trying to run back between the pipes is Martin-Abel. Can't get the shot off nicely. Were the Warriors maybe felt the pressure of realizing Mike Martin-Abel was coming back.
I almost want to say that hit Mike Martin-Abel's leg.
Well,
I don't know if we'll get another look at that, but if we do, I almost want to say that we're not giving credit where credit's due.
Yeah, hopefully we can maybe get a look at that, because talk about great speed being put on by the goaltender, the call-up, Mike Martin-Abel. He got a piece of it, and now here we go. The Wild Wing replay will definitely clarify it. This loose ball.
As you see Mike Martin-Abel there, he's just really hustling. I think it hit the post and then Mike's leg, yeah. The Brantford player hit the post, and Martin gave it a little kick on his way by.
Well, as well, great work by Martin-Abel not to kick that into the empty net. Still a 2-goal Brantford lead now with 31 seconds as the Warriors have taken their last timeout to draw up something that they can hopefully close this one out. And what has been a thrilling lacrosse game, and the difference maker really has been the two big goals by Blake Dunford, one shorthanded and the other on a great individual effort by him defensively, intercepting a wild pass and blowing one over the shoulder of Martin Abel. But here we go, under 30 to go now. Big head of steam, empty net for the Wild. Oh, what a great rush to end this one for the Warriors. Make it 7-4, and that'll do it here at the Wilmot Rec Complex. What effort, what a great game, but Brantford just had enough wherewithal to pull this one out, Andrew. Yeah,
that's a tough one for the Wilmot Wild, especially coming off a huge home victory there in Brantford on Friday night. But as you take a look back, this is just great speed here by the Brantford player as he blows past three players and shoots it into the open net.
And the big difference really in this third period was the speed that the Warriors possessed. They were able to get that great first shorthanded goal from Dunford. Dunford did basically the same thing, and right there, to close this one out was what you exactly want. The speed on the empty net. Always dangerous when you have the empty net in lacrosse. And Brantford gets a nice ovation from their fans that have made the trek up. A big 7-4 win for the Warriors as they win this rubber match and get a huge bit of points to climb up on the Wilmot Wild here in the standings. All in out, a great back and forth effort, but unfortunately for the Wild, didn't have many answers offensively in the third. And maybe it was that shorthanded goal, Andrew, that was just broke their backs and took the winds out of their sails.
Yeah, and unfortunately that might have been a key factor leading up to this loss, but a lot of sloppy play in the first period also could be accounted to that, as well as just offensive mental lapses throughout the whole game. I mean, Wilmot's going to have to tighten these up coming down the home stretch here. I think they have one game left, and then we look to our second season of the playoffs.
Yeah, the Brantford Warriors win the rubber match. They take the season series against the Wilmot Wild 2-1, but you can expect to potentially see these two teams in the postseason. And join us next Sunday afternoon for the final game of the season, regular season for the Wilmot Wild, as the Fergus Thistles will be in town, and you know it'll have just as much of the same intensity as this one. So for my broadcast partner, Andrew Coughlin, I'm Jason Hagholm. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Sunday here on Rogers TV.
Thanks for having me, Jason.